All right, it's Thursday, April 11th. This is an end of the day SPY recap, and today on the daily charts, fourth day of the week, we end up with a two-up day. We took out the high of the previous day, and we close in green, and we're working up towards our target here, which is to the top of this inside range that we've identified for the last 5 days now. After this big red bar, we've been talking about how this is a an inside range. Are we going to break out of that bar one way or the other? Quite frankly, we're right back to the middle of it. But in terms of context, we actually failed to go down and break out both yesterday and a little bit this morning, which I'll show you. And now we're coming back up through the range until proven otherwise. So we'll see in compound fashion, given that this is a green bar today, if we can set a new high tomorrow and hit the top of that range. In the big picture, we want to see if we can get out of that red bar overall. So once we get to the top of the range, if we get there, we'll find out if that continues or if it, fails and just stays choppy in here. But there's enough volatility for some very nice trading, and that's the important thing. In terms of the way today developed, it was a great day if you kind of know context, which I'm discussing here. With the big trading range overall and the fact that you could fail on inside bar breakouts, both down or up, you can fail and come back through the range. Once you have that context, plus a very simple way to judge 15-minute price action, which I'll get to now, I have a very simple approach that I've discussed on just about all of these videos, where I'm looking at the first move of the day as a directional move, and then I kind of judge, are you going to get a secondary move to take out the high or low or not? And I kind of relate the first bar to the pre-market range over and over and over again. So if we look at today's price action, 15-minute bar, first bar, the pre-market range between the blue lines, first bar went red, then we paused, then I bought puts here on the breakdown. This is a classic entry to go short. You're at the bottom of a big trading range. So the question is this going to take you all the way down and break through that range or not? We know it failed yesterday. Maybe it'll fail today. So there was a great opportunity to scale out and set up a no-risk trade. And then once it started up here on bar number 5, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You starting looking for that secondary move down to take out the lows and see if, again, you're going to break through that big range to the bottom. And what happened was, and I shot videos on this, once price was coming up and trying to curl over to the downside, it couldn't make it, and I decided to reverse my position and buy calls here. I shot a whole video on it. You can go back and look at it if you want. At that point, expecting this bottom to hold in the big picture range, expecting it to come back through the high of the day and the pre-market high, and then expecting this to become a two-up day, which can take you all the way to the top of the range. So if we look at the options today, I bought those 515 calls at 180, and I was able to exit near the high of the day over at 448. So a really nice gain, in terms of riding this. Once I saw it break out here and hold, you knew it was heading up to the top of the range. Obviously, at the end of the day, we just consolidate a little bit, but we're expecting higher tomorrow given the green bar. So we'll see what happens. At this point, we're back above the green monthly line that I drew in here. This was kind of the halfway point of the prior month, which if it's going to come down and eventually hold and take out the high of the previous month, you expect it to kind of hold the midpoint. And you can see here on the weekly chart, we're back above this green line. So the monthly, chart may be holding here in that midway area and working back up to the highs. And with 1 day to go in the week, this is a very important thing. If we can judge tomorrow that this is going to close either green, it gets back through the open of the week, or with a hammer bar like this, then you're almost expecting this to continue higher into next week, which can take out those highs again. So, that eventually might break out of this big red bar to the upside, but we still know we're stuck inside of there overall. So again, great day today when you had context, when you had a kind of a simple approach to understanding, intraday price structure, when it wasn't going to make its secondary push down. And even if you didn't buy it aggressively like I did here, once you saw this green bar form, that was a sign you were taking out that high. That was also going to be a chain reaction to get a daily 2 up, and then that would start you back to the top of the range. So there was a great trade in here, to buy calls. Once you kind of, again, know how to, or have an approach for judging pre-market, intraday price action plus context. So we will see. We're expecting to continue higher tomorrow. If that happens, then we're expecting this weekly chart to turn green or, have a nice hammer look. And then you're expecting it to next week to start testing those monthly highs from last month. So we'll see what happens. Good day of trading today, both to the downside early and then back to the upside for the really nice gains, all day long.